everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an exciting news update for a potential Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4. Let's go ahead and hop right on into it. In this video we are taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as a read. Tobey Maguire and director Sam Raimi may reunite for a fourth Spider-Man movie, according to one of the franchise's villains actors. Tobey Maguire's surprising return as Peter Parker in the MCU's Spider-Man No Way Home led to many to wonder if a fourth movie featuring his web-slinger will actually happen in the near future. Spider-Man trilogy director Sam Raimi previously said that he's now completely open to the idea of making a Spider-Man 4 thanks to the concept of what the multiverse has brought to the MCU. Moreover, Sony Pictures' official Twitter account responded to a fan asking about Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire by saying that anything is possible. In a recent interview with comicbook.com, Sandman actor Thomas Hayden Church expressed interest in his reprisal of his role as the Spider-Man villain in a potential Spider-Man 4 led by Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi in the director's chair. Church admitted that he heard rumors that Raimi will reunite with Maguire for a fourth movie, noting that he would probably campaign to appear in at least a cameo if it happens, saying that, in full quote, "There's always been some kind of, I've heard rumors that Sam Raimi was going to do another Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, and if that happens, I would probably campaign to maybe at least do a cameo," ending that quote right there, really just saying that, yeah, that's something that's always been up in the air, even kind of predating the events of, or at least when Spider-Man No Way Home came out. This is kind of something that we've always heard about and have heard whispers about actually happening. Although, of course, I will admit, and probably a lot of other people will too, the chances of Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire actually happening have gone up by a lot ever since Spider-Man No Way Home coming out. In April of 2022, last year, Sam Raimi told Fandango that he wants to work with Maguire again for either a Spider-Man film or another project that is outside of Marvel. As he says that, in full quote, "I've come to realize after making Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness that anything is possible. Really anything in the Marvel universe. Any team-ups. I love Tobey, and I love working with Kristen Dunst. I think all things are possible. I don't really have a story for a plan right now, but I don't know if Marvel would be interested in that right now. I don't know what their thoughts are about that. And I haven't really persuaded either, but it sounds beautiful. Even if it wasn't a Spider-Man movie, I'd love to work with Tobey again in a different role." Ending that quote right there. Of course, Sam Raimi, the director of the Tobey Maguire movies for Spider-Man, has always been open to the idea of wanting to come back for a fourth installment of that, or even continuing it even beyond that with a Spider-Man 5 or 6 or something along those lines, and it's something that he's always wanted to kind of do. Now, in Sean O'Connell's new Spider-Man-centric book, With Great Power, it was revealed that if Raimi wants to go out on a high note, if he decides to return and direct another Spider-Man movie, as he would say that, in quote, "If Sam Raimi was going to do a one last Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 4, and he wanted to go out on a high note, he wanted to do it his way. No compromises. No last-minute orders to change this or change that. That was the studio's pitch to bring him back, and unfortunately, I don't think it worked out that way," ending that quote right there. As if for why this might have been part of the reason of why a Spider-Man 4 never actually fully went through, we all know that this is something that was in early development with plenty of concept and scripts that had been written, and so it might have been kind of revealed that Sam Raimi, walked away because he wasn't given complete creative control over the project. So that may be one of the barriers that kind of lies with a Spider-Man 4 actually ever going forward and happening. Meanwhile, in March of 2023, this year, Church had revealed that he had talks about the possibility of Sandman coming back in future Marvel projects. Whether or not those would be with Tobey Maguire or set in the MCU with Tom Holland or a little bit of both again is something that's up in the air. But he says that, in full quote, "John Watts and I had, and Amy Pascal, the lead producer, and Kevin Feige, we all had a lot of conversations, and I would say conversations have been had about the possibility of Sandman coming in to a future iteration of it. The conversation has happened about him coming back and maybe picking up a more fulfilling story with Flint and being not just Sandman, but more or less returning to that human form, because there was a story with that they never got to," ending that quote right there. So there also seems to be quite a bit of talk with the original Sandman actor Thomas Hayden Church about coming back for the future of the MCU with Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal and John Watch, which is something that's very interesting to hear about that happened a little bit earlier this year. And even then, quite personally, this is my first time of hearing this, and this is honestly a very, very big step forward. But although, as I had mentioned before, we don't know if this would be for the MCU or for a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi, that's something that's kind of still up in the air. I think if a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire did actually go through, I feel like that would be something that would be more on the hands of Sony rather compared to Marvel Studios with Kevin Feige and everything like that. But I think that's something that we can theorize and talk about a little bit more in more detail and in more depth. I'll look into that for sure a lot more for another future video here on the channel, so stay on the lookout for that by hitting the subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already. This year all being said, the big question for right now, will Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 actually happen? For right now, clear cut, it seems that there's more and more evidence kind of going forward of that this is a potential and something that could happen. Everybody, of course, is into the regards of wanting to return, so that's one thing. I also want to note that even if it wasn't for Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, I'm pretty sure that Tobey Maguire is still going to return in the future of the MCU for maybe another Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man kind of outing there, like we saw with Spider-Man 4. That could be a potential for the next trilogy of Tom Holland in his college years, which we are going to see in the next coming couple of years. Maybe in the 6th installment or something along those lines is a big possibility for that. It is currently unknown of where Thomas Hayden Church heard the news about Spider-Man 4, but it for sure, as I had mentioned, has always kind of been a rumor, especially ever since Spider-Man No Way Home. But into the regards of an inside talk of that happening inside of Marvel Studios, as in they're talking about it for pre-production and everything like that, it's possible that the actor may have learned about it from the various rumors online, of course, as well. On the flip side of that, there's always a chance that Church was made aware of a potential fourth Spider-Man film from legitimate sources, from inside, as I had mentioned, and he accidentally revealed it in that interview when he wasn't supposed to talk about it. Whatever the case may be, it's safe to say that the demand for a Tobey Maguire-led Spider-Man movie for Spider-Man 4 and sequel with Sam Raimi returning and everything like that is for sure that's something that everybody would love to see, and it would quite honestly be fitting if Sony Pictures as a studio are the ones that decide to move forward with this project, because they are the ones that produced the first 3 movies in the early 2000s, although that's not to say that the MCU and Marvel Studios wouldn't want to pick it up either. And so in fact, that Sam Raimi Spider-Man producer Grant Curtis expressed hope of seeing a 4th installment himself. Once again, another person that would be on board for something like this actually happening, as they say that in quote, there were other stories within those movies that did not get told. I hope someday, as any Spider-Man fan would tell you, that all of those stories came out and that narrative continues, ending that quote right there. Really just saying that yes, those are something and concepts and scripts have been written, and that's something that's there that people want to do that have worked on these films. Now, while anything is possible due to the concept of the multiverse and the multiversal saga that we're in with the MCU, many would agree that a 4th Spider-Man film needs to be made with care and not to be rushed to development. Now, of course, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you guys want to see with a potential Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire and returning for that role? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. This has been Unofficial MCU. Peace out.